The world is looking at El Paso.
What will we say to the world? From the KELP studio in El Paso, this is 915 Talk.
And now your host.
This is the radio program that never ends. It keeps on going on and on, my friend. Some people started it not knowing what it was. This is episode 238. Good afternoon, beautiful citizens of the borderland. This is 915 Talk. I'm your host, Andy Frecka. Today we are broadcasting from the heart of the world's largest borderplex. We're here at the KELP studio in El Paso, and today we have Mac Daddy Del Norte on the board. Mac Daddy, how you doing this afternoon?
Hey, Andy, I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I must confess, Mac Daddy Del Norte.
Yeah? What's that?
That my vocabulary is painfully poverty-stricken. I am unable to describe the wonder and joy of this educational journey that we have embarked upon each and every weekday afternoon as we learn to love our city, love our neighbors, and give God all the glory.
That sounds nice.
But you know what?
Yeah,
I was thinking today, what are some things that Mac Daddy Del Norte likes?
Okay.
He likes tacos.
Oh, I love tacos.
He'll even wait in line for tacos. He likes El Paso.
I love El Paso.
He is a true son of the borderland.
I am, yes,
You
sir.
recently went on an international trip to Tennessee.
I did, yes.
Yeah, it was the
Yes.
farthest you've never seen trees in your life.
No, man.
You are a true son of the borderland, a man in whom there is no guile. You love your hometown.
I do. I really do.
Yeah. And you love music?
I love music, yes, sir.
Oh, man.
Lots of music.
Oh,
all
what-
kinds of music.
Okay. We're going to talk about a type of music today that
Ooh.
I bet you are not well versed in.
Okay.
Not big band.
Okay.
Not the blues.
Not the blues. Okay. I love the blues.
We're going to be talking about opera.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
you listen to much opera, Mac Daddy Del
You
Norte?
know what I listen to that's very close to that? Acapella. Lately, there's been a lot of artists singing a cappella, and it sounds amazing.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, because opera, it's just voice, you know.
Right. No, hell, I think they have music too. We'll find out. We're on we're all learning.
definitely.
Yeah, and we're excited about young people, right?
Yes, that is correct.
So picture this.
Uh-huh.
Things we like. The next generation we're excited about. We're excited about El Paso, and we're excited about opera.
Nice.
Now imagine if we put all these three things into one thing.
Okay.
I mean, it's almost like we have dead air because it's blowing our minds,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, right.
So today we're going to be
Definitely.
talking about the youth opera of El Paso.
Nice.
Imagine that, youth opera of El Paso.
All three things. Together.
Yeah,
Nice.
and today we have two very special guests with us.
Oh, how so?
Yeah, well, first of all, they are the unique expressions of an endlessly creative God.
Yes, amen.
Oh, also, one of them might be the youngest guest we've ever had on 915
I
Talk.
think so, actually.
Yeah,
I think so.
yeah, it's a big deal.
It is a big deal.
She's an 8th grader
Oh.
over at the parish school of the Church of St. Clement.
Wow.
That
yeah,
sounds
she
fancy.
definitely is the youngest we've
Yeah,
ever had
I
on the
believe
show.
so. I believe so. And we also have the co-founder and artistic director
Nice.
of the Youth Opera of El Paso.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So we're going to be finding out about the youth, the opera, El Paso, all these things together. So without further ado, let's give a very warm Borderland welcome to Ellie Kaufman and Kimberly Wolfenbarger Nakamoto. Ellie and Kim, welcome to 915 Talk.
Hello.
It's so much fun to learn about what's going on in the city. I think so often folks know what's going on at work. Maybe they're part of a church and they know about national news, but they don't know enough about what's going on in El Paso. So I'm excited to talk about the youth opera of El Paso. Kim, let's start with you. You're the co-founder of the youth opera of El Paso, and tell me how this all started.
Oh my goodness. So that takes us way, way, way back to the early 2000s when I was working really closely with my collaborator, Dr. Christopher Meerdink, who is on voice faculty at West Texas A&M University.
Okay.
Dr. Meerdink used to live in El Paso, and during his time here, we got to know each other pretty well and realized that we both had this sort of niche interest in children's opera.
Okay.
And Chris had done a lot of work with Des Moines Metro Opera in children's opera, and I'd already directed one and wanted to do more of it. And then we were at the National NATS conference in Nashville, which is the National Association of Teachers of Singing. And while we were at that conference, members of the executive board of the National Opera Association approached us and asked if we would be willing to co-chair the Children's Opera Committee for the National Opera Association. And of course, we jumped at it. And we'd already had sort of a list of philosophies about children's opera and why it's important and why it was work that we wanted to be heavily involved in. And with the position with the National Opera Association, it gave us a platform to experiment with some of those philosophies. And what better place to do that than El Paso?
Why do you say that?
So I think that El Paso kids are really special. I think we raise great kids in El Paso, and I think we do it better than a lot of other places.
Wow.
If I can be so bold as to say that. But I think that kids in El Paso grow up listening to higher quality music in their households from the time that they're teeny tiny.
Interesting.
I think that there are musical styles in our communities that are more closely related to opera than maybe other regions of the country, like mariachi.
I feel like mariachi is related to opera.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, opera.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I mean, El Paso Opera has done mariachi opera here.
Mariachi opera.
Yeah,
I feel like I need to get out of the house more.
And it's so beautiful. And so these genres are so closely related that our kids they gravitate towards opera. And many of our kids in El Paso grow up speaking Spanish. Okay. Well, that's a language based on pure vowels, which is ideal for singing opera. And it also makes them really adaptable for singing in other languages like Italian, French. And so there's really no reason El Paso should not be leading the nation in opera. For kids, for adults, we should be leading the nation. We've got the work ethic here. We've got the cultural heritage here for it. It should be us.
Okay. All right. So that's I feel like I have 1,000 follow-up questions. I do need to let our audience know that today's unusual. We're going to have 2 parts to our program because you guys have to run off to like a TV appearance. The paparazzi are like all around KLP right now because the youth opera is here. It's a really big deal. The second part of our program, we'll have a county judge candidate in. But I have so many follow-up questions. We'll have to have another conversation down the road.
Sure.
But how many young people are involved in the youth opera in El Paso right now?
Right now, total, I want to say we have 53 kids involved.
Okay.
Total,
53 kids. Okay, and we have one of those kids, young people with us here today.
We do.
Ellie, okay, so tell me about your journey into opera.
Oh, okay. I never thought that I would ever be like a part of any opera association or performance or anything ever. But then I was like talking with some of my friends and they were like, oh yeah, I'm with this studio. It's the best thing ever. It's called the Youth Opera of El Paso. And I honestly just wanted to get connected just to have like a higher education in music and just to like have more opportunities and more experiences. And this is my second year with the studio. And last year, I was honestly super bummed out that I was hearing all my friends talk about all of these amazing opportunities that they were having with the opera. And I just wanted to be a part of it this year. And it's honestly been like so fun just to like learn and grow and find out all these new things.
Okay, so you wanted to learn more about music, and I guess particularly singing?
Yes.
Okay, so when did you know that you love singing?
My whole life.
Okay.
I love to sing. I I really started getting more serious about it when I was in 7th grade. As soon as I joined the youth opera,
Okay.
that's when.
So you just love to sing. Your friends are like, "Hey, the Youth Opera of El Paso, that's where it's happening." And you're like, you want to just move things to the next level. So you reached out and figured out how to join.
Yeah, honest. That's the whole story.
That's so cool. Are you singing in Italian or just English? What are you doing?
So I sing in English, but for this last performance, I sang a song in Spanish, and then I've done all these competitions, and I've sang in all these different languages, and like Latin. I've done a lot
Okay.
of Latin.
Oh, wow.
I've done Spanish.
You had an Italian
I
piece. this
did
year
have
in
an
one of the
Italian
competitions.
piece, and there was one other one. I can't remember
Okay.
it right now.
Which language is the most difficult?
Honestly, English.
Yeah,
It's so hard.
it is. Yes.
Maybe that's why I sing the way I do, because I'm always singing in English.
So there's this saying, you don't dance like you walk, you don't sing like you talk. So just because you speak English doesn't mean that singing in English is easy, because English, especially American English, is made up of a bunch of sounds that aren't really pretty when you sing them. So you have to learn how to modify those sounds, and it feels very unnatural until you get used to it. So, we're working towards purifying those vowels a little bit more. Those really hard retroflexed sounds don't sound good in all genres.
Okay.
And so they have to make an adjustment, and it can be hard because they're so used to pronouncing words a certain way when they speak, but then when they sing, I have to change all that for them.
Oh,
It's a little harder.
I'm learning. I'm on this educational journey, and we're gonna hear a couple music samples. These are from your upcoming performance,
Yes.
correct? Okay, so is it true or is it legend that there was the book the size of a postage stamp in the world's most famous dollhouse that was recently discovered, and it was turned into an opera?
True.
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 Because I read this and I was like, I don't know.
True. It's absolutely true. So Queen Mary, who is King George V's consort, commissioned this children's book from Vita Sackville West, who was a world-renowned author at the time.
Right.
And
Vita
so,
Sackville West,
right,
yes.
Queen Mary's commitment to her dollhouse was epic. She's very, very into making sure that this dollhouse was the very best that it can be, because to her it represented what ideal life of that time period was like. So if anybody watches Downton Abbey, that's the time period we're talking about. That's when George V and Queen Mary were on the throne.
Okay.
And so she wanted to represent ideal life. So she wanted everything in her dollhouse to be as authentic and immaculate as possible.
Okay.
And so this book wasn't just like a little fake dollhouse piece or a toy or a facade. She had the book actually commissioned. It's the size of a postage stamp, but nobody knew it was there for 95 years. From 1922 to 2017, nobody knew that the book was there, and that it was an actual book, not just a little fake piece for show in the dollhouse. And they found it just during regular upkeep and maintenance. And then it got published, and A.J. Freeman and Shoshana Shattenkirk turned it into an opera and asked us if we wanted to do the premiere, and here we are.
Okay, the premiere, and it's called A Note of Explanation.
Yes.
I feel like it's 3 more programs figuring out which cleaning person figured out that that was actually a book in the dollhouse. But Mac Daddy Del Norte, let's cue up one of these samples so we can hear a bit of A Note of Explanation.
When you're in the wrong place at the right time, it's like looking for the sun in the night time. When you're in the right place at the wrong time, you'll be searching for some fun for a long time. But stick with me and you'll be in the right place at the right time. When you have the wrong hat with the right dress, you'll be looking like a nobody might dress. When you have the right hat with the wrong dress, you will wish you had a whopping long dress.
Okay, if you're wearing the right dress at the wrong time, right place at the wrong... Okay, so what are we listening to?
So we're listening to the lead character, who's the fairy, basically introduce herself. This is her first big song in the show. And in our production, the fairy is played by Shalom Sosa, who's a senior at El Paso High School.
Okay.
And our fairy is very, very fashionable, like Queen Mary herself. Very fashionable, very into the things that are in style for the time period.
Okay.
So she's introducing that part of herself to us. And the fairy is a time-traveling sprite who inhabits the dollhouse.
I fear I'm not sure I know what a sprite is.
So one of the things that we hear in the script is, in fact, Ellie, this is a part of Ellie's
Okay,
role
Ellie,
in the
what's your
script.
part?
Ellie's the narrator.
No,
Ellie's
I want to hear from Ellie.
Okay.
Ellie,
you
what's
tell
your
us,
part?
Ellie.
I'm the narrator. And when we're like introducing this whole character, I'm like, allow me to introduce you to a very special person who lives in this doll's house. And then another character, he's like, well, she's not exactly a person. And I'm like, no, you're right.
She's a sprite.
Then all these other people, they're like, was she a ghost? Was she a spirit? Was she a fairy? And to all of these, I'm like, no, not exactly. So no one exactly knows what she's.
So she has no beginning and she has no end.
Okay.
And she's
just is.
timeless. She's mythical.
She lives
She's
in a
magical.
dollhouse.
She lives in the dollhouse.
She's small.
Tiny. Yes.
Extremely small.
But we will get to see her life-sized. Because shrinking Shalom, I think, would probably cause issues.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that the shows were already getting sold out. And they would be even more sold out. There'd be no room if you actually shrunk a senior from El Paso High.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah. All right. So Ellie, you're doing the narration.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And it's in English.
It is.
Okay.
It is. So when we're looking at children's operas, I mean, the whole point of children's opera is to give young people hands-on experience in this art form, which means that we have to tell stories that young people are interested in being a part of, using musical genres that are fun and relatable for them, and in languages that our young people speak. So, children's opera somewhere else might not be in English. Here, we're going to be looking at English and Spanish. Those are the two languages that we're going to be interested in working in.
Sure.
But one of the things that we noticed when we first took on the roles with the National Opera Association as we were forming Youth Opera of El Paso was that children and young people seem to be alienated just by the word opera. They don't know what opera really is. When you ask them what it is, they can't tell you.
Right.
But they've already decided they don't like it. And really, they just don't feel represented. They don't feel like they're a part of it. They don't feel like it's something they can engage in because there's this stigma that opera has to be 3 or 4 hours long. It has to be in a language you don't understand. Somebody's going to die in it. It's going to be tragic. It's going to be loud. It's for old people, or it's only for people of a certain socioeconomic bracket.
Right.
And none of that is true. None of that is true. So the only
We're bringing
way,
opera back to the people.
yes, which is what it was always meant to be. I mean, opera as an art form, the whole purpose is to preserve the human experience. And, 1800s post-French Revolution, going to the opera was what going to the movies is today. Mm-hmm. And somewhere along the way, we've lost sight of that. And it's become this art form that's only for certain people. And I wholeheartedly disagree. And I feel like the only way we change that is to start with the youngest members of our community. And we reach out to them and say, hey, opera is for you. And let me show you why and let me show you how. Mm-hmm. Because you can be a part of it too.
Right.
So that's why El Paso, that's why children's opera.
Okay. All right. And based on what the sample that we heard, it seems like it's a little whimsical.
This one definitely
100%.
is.
It's super funny. There's jokes all along the way. I'm laughing in my little corner where the narrator is. but there's all these little funny jokes that every single character makes. All of them have such a huge personality, and you just really get to know all the characters and like feel like you're in this like far off magical place just inside this dollhouse.
Okay. No, that's super cool. Okay, so if you're just joining us, we're with Ellie Kaufman. She's an 8th grader at St. Clement's, and she's a member of the Youth Opera of El Paso. And we're with Kimberly Wolfenbarger Nakamoto. She's the artistic director and co-founder of the Youth Opera of El Paso. So fun to learn about these really cool things that are going on in our community. Should we listen to another sample?
Sure.
All right, Mac Daddy Del Norte, cue us up.
Friendship can be hard to say. Friendship happens anyway. And sometimes it comes before you guess it. Yes, friendship is a funny thing. Friendship causes hearts to sing. And sometimes a word cannot express it. La 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 la
Yeah, it's interesting that the style's a little bit different than I would think for opera.
Right.
Possibly because the only opera I've ever been to is Figaro.
Oh, Marriage of Figaro or Barber of Seville, where they sang Figaro?
I believe it was The Barber of Seville.
The Barber of Seville. Okay, El Paso Opera is doing that next season. So if The Barber of Seville is one of your favorites, be watching El Paso Opera's social media and their website for when those tickets go on sale.
Okay, so tell me about the style.
So
Because, again, this is very different from that.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. So
I identified something very obvious.
right. when I'm making selections about what children's operas I'm going to focus on, I'm very often looking for fusion styles.
Okay.
You know, I want to take popular music styles that are blended with Western classical music because that is more fun for young people to engage with. It's more fun for them to sing. They love it. Every single person that comes to one of our productions should be able to walk out of the theater humming at least one melody line.
Okay.
At least one.
So
it's got to be accessible. This music has to be accessible. So this particular production is more of a theater music classical fusion.
Okay.
The opera we did last season was a classical jazz fusion.
Okay.
So it's about introducing the art form and musical styles to young people in a way that is very accessible for them, also a little bit more recognizable. User friendly, for lack of a better term. You know, we're
Sure.
relating these things to things that young people already enjoy and like. And opera isn't just one style anyway. Jesus Christ Superstar is, well, there's debate between whether Jesus Christ Superstar or Who by the Tommy by the Who, was the first rock opera written. I think it was Tommy by the Who.
Okay.
But I think that
There are
Jesus
two
Christ,
schools of thought on the matter.
yeah. There's, but those are rock operas. Popera, hip opera, really, really big in Europe.
Hip opera.
Yes.
Oh.
So opera can be lots of different musical styles. Jazz opera at the Met has been huge for the last few years. So fusion in opera isn't just happening with kids. It's happening with all kinds of opera.
Okay. All right. So let's go through just the informational part of this. It's so interesting to hear all these different things. So Youth Opera of El Paso is yoep.org.
Yes, sir.
All right. And so a note of explanation is coming up in roughly 8 days, 23 hours, 5 minutes, and 10 seconds,
Right.
according to the site.
Right.
And there's going to be 3 performances at the Philanthropist Theater.
There's 4 performances at the
4.
Plaza Philanthropy Theater. So
Philanthropy
the
Theater,
Philanthropy Theater is the smaller stage
Right.
upstairs above the big stage.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So 4 performances. and I went on the website yoep.org, and it was like March 6th, opening night, sold out. And I didn't believe it. I thought it was like, so I'd feel like a sense of
gimmick.
urgency.
Ah,
And I went on, and sure enough, there were no tickets.
Right.
And March 7th and 8th, there genuinely are very few tickets left. But I think this is cool for families. If you have a young one in the family who's loves singing like Ellie, come
Right.
to the performance, watch, and then like what Ellie, how what was the process to get into the Youth Opera of El Paso?
Okay, so I'm like trying to think back. I remember my mom just contacting Miss Kim, and she was like, "Oh, so you're just gonna go there? They're gonna give you some information. You're gonna sing a little bit. They're gonna get a feel for you, your personality, how your character." And I went. I remember I was
it
so
scary?
nervous. I was so
You were so-
nervous.
That's so great.
I remember singing a Benson Boone song because that was my thing at the
Did you
time.
say Benson Boone?
Benson Boone.
I
That
don't
was
get
like
out of the
my-
house much. What is that?
Just some guy.
He's a huge
a
artist
guy.
right
Huge,
now.
Okay.
huge artist.
Okay.
He
You sang
makes
a
a ton
Benson
of
Boone-
pop music.
Okay.
And so I did that, and then my mom told me later that I would be having like my first lesson very soon, and I was honestly so scared. I remember like it took me so long just to come out of my shell, and now I'm like, that's the highlight of my week every single week.
Oh, wow.
Like I go there and I'm telling her everything about my week, and then we're singing all. We talk a lot. My best friend.
Yeah.
And we're saying all these things, but then we're like so productive, and we get all my singing done, and then she told me about the audition process for the opera, and it was just like you learn a little cut of one of the songs, like the first song you showed. That was an option that one of my friends sang, and I sang Some Sweet Land.
Okay.
That was my audition song. And so I went, and then like a couple days later, they got back to us, and they told me that I would be the narrator.
Okay. All right. So on top of rehearsals, there's also like lessons or.
Yes. So year round, I have one 45-minute lesson a week.
Okay.
But that's like all halted during the month of February just because the rehearsal schedule is so
Right.
crazy. It's every single day of the week.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Rigorous.
Definitely.
No, that's super cool. Okay. And Kim, what would you say to parents who are thinking about or hearing this and maybe it's interesting for them?
So Ellie's actually in 2 Youth Opera of El Paso programs. So she's in
Okay.
the studio, which is where we provide private voice lessons for young people, and that is not a part of the 501c3 model
Okay.
for the Youth Opera of El Paso, but it is under the same name.
Okay.
Opera Academy is a part of the nonprofit organization, and we post to our website, our newsletter, and our social media when school starts. So that first week in August, we're going to announce the next children's opera coming up. We'll have an audition packet posted on our website so that parents and interested kids can download it. All the instructions for how to audition will be, and what to audition with will be in that packet. All the paperwork, the schedule for the entire season. It's a hefty packet, but with a purpose. It's everything parents need to know about being involved in Opera Academy. And then we have the auditions on the Saturday before Labor Day weekend. So look on the calendar, see where Labor Day weekend falls. The Saturday preceding that will be audition day. Those auditions take place at Western Hills United Methodist Church on Thunderbird Drive.
Okay.
And then for the kids that are selected for Opera Academy that season, rehearsals begin the Sunday after Labor Day weekend.
Okay.
And we have music rehearsals that run on Sunday afternoons from September through January. In February, Teatro Na Planta, which is El Paso's only regional theater company, comes in and they take over staging. And that's with Adam Zarowski and Alejandro Tijerina. And they come in and teach all of the acting and stagecraft that's involved. And we rotate from those Sunday rehearsals to Monday through Thursday, because they've got 3 weeks to teach these kids how to take everything they've been learning musically and now act it all out and become these characters and make the story come to life. And then we have Tech Week at the Plaza. We're at the Plaza Theater for a whole week, rehearsing with lights and sound. And sound is Robert Manning, who many people will know from the Dinner Theater. Robert's one of the best sound guys in the business. And then the kids put on their show for the weekend, and that is Opera Academy.
Super cool, super cool. If you're just joining us, we're with the Youth Opera of El Paso. Excuse me. We'll continue the conversation, but first we have Charlie One on the phone. Charlie One, what are you seeing out on the roads this afternoon?
Well, I have a couple of sore spots that I see right now. First of all, I want to go to the west side where we have Desert North, North Desert and Mesa. We have a crash that's blocking that right lane, so there's going to be PD activity. It's an active scene right now. PD just getting there, Desert North and Mesa. So caution there. Let's stick to the west side for a second because I-10 and Aircraft are doing that left lane closure again, but it backs up the traffic to Trade Center because you're in single file, a lot of congestion, bumper to bumper there. I-10 East from Trade Center through to the Aircraft area, those eastbound lanes. So it gets kind of stacked up right there. Border Highway and Escalante, they're finishing up some road work that they're doing there, but also I see some sluggish traffic, I-10 East Piedras through Spaghetti Bowl area, but that's to be expected. Andy, back to you.
Charlie One, this afternoon we have with us the Youth Opera of El Paso. And when you think about singing, there are certain foods that you should avoid, such as dairy, caffeine, alcohol, spicy and fatty foods, chocolate and sweets, carbonated drinks, and so on and so forth. But I know that they have a performance coming up soon, and the next morning, I'm sure these young people that are part of the Youth Opera of El Paso would like to just celebrate a successful performance the next morning with a bowl of the Breakfast of Champions, a bowl of menudo. Where would you recommend that the Youth Opera of El Paso find that bowl of menudo?
Tell you what, they're gonna enjoy that because it's very common to let's go get a hamburger, let's go get a pizza or something like that. But something different. Try something different in the Southwest. Try that. You're gonna really enjoy it. You're gonna love it. It's a big experience. That bowl of menudo, it's homemade. Pick it up at Eastside Choice Meats maybe the night before and have it. All you have to do in the morning, you don't have to get up and get ready to go. Just put it in the microwave, and that bowl of menudo it's right there ready for you. Buy it. Pick it up at Eastside Choice Meats. Lomaland and Traywood is prepared. Just ready-made, ready to go, but it's homemade there. Eastside Choice Meats, Lomaland and Traywood. Andy.
Thank you, Charlie One. We'll talk soon.
Thank you.
And we're back with Ellie and Kim talking about the Youth Opera of El Paso. I know you guys have to run to your next media appearance, so have so much enjoyed this conversation. Let's go over all the information. So if folks are interested in learning about the Youth Opera of El Paso, just yoep.org.
Yes, sir.
All right. And then let's, for those people who are just joining the conversation right now, just starting to drive home, let's hear what the note of explanation is and when it's coming.
So Note of Explanation will be at the Plaza Philanthropy Theater March 6th, 7th, and 8th. We've got 4 performances. March 6th is at 7:30. On the 7th, we have 2 shows, one at 3:30, one at 7:30. And then on Sunday, we have our final performance at 3:30. And this children's opera is based on the book, A Note of Explanation, that was commissioned by Queen Mary for her dollhouse that sat undiscovered for 95 years.
And you're saying that's a true story.
It is an absolutely true story. I know. That's what attracted me to this because I was just blown away by the backstory.
Okay. All right. It is super cool. And Ellie, what would you say to folks out there who they're sort of interested? Why should they come to watch A Note of Explanation?
You should come because it's honestly such an amazing story. You're so it's so captivating. And it's so fun to watch. I promise you won't regret it, and it'll just help you learn so much more about what opera is. Also, opening night is my birthday, so you should come and wish me a happy birthday.
That's so great. And as I often say to our radio listeners, I say, you know what? You actually don't have anything better to do that day. Go and see something new. Find out what's going on in the community. Let's cheer on these young people. What a great cause. Kim and Ellie, thank you so much for coming in today.
Thanks for having us.
So appreciate you. Yeah, and as we always say, let's learn to love our city, love our neighbors, and give God all the glory. We're going to go into a break, and we'll be back with El Paso County Judge candidate Guadalupe Geiner. Do not touch that dial.